Guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to a very exciting video for Everyday May. This is a puzzle haul. I wasn't originally going to be filming a haul. I was like, I really don't have too many puzzles to talk about. Let's just say this is not on a table. This is from floor to almost my height of new puzzles. There's a lot of really exciting things. I'm going to be talking about some of the Nationals puzzles that came home with me. A Boardwalk, we have a lot of things from Buffalo Games, Springbok, a lot of Ravensburger, and then my next big puzzle, which is 8,000 pieces. So let's just get into this video. I know the background in this video isn't anything special, but the lighting in this room is amazing. This is our living room, but this is the same lighting that I'll have in the new puzzle space when that's up and ready. So this is like a little test run, and I'm kind of loving the light in this room. So that makes me really excited. But we have a lot of puzzles here. I'll try to link what I can. Some things may not be linkable, or I may also run into the limit that YouTube does. So if I forget something, if I miss something, just like feel free to let me know in the comments. We are going into these puzzles. Let's just get into this. First up, we have these little guys from Boardwalk. I got mine on Amazon. They are cheaper on Puzzle Warehouse's website. They buy like $5 or $6. So if you have a little bit of time and you're buying some things to meet the minimum like free shipping, it does save you quite a bit of money. But I needed these sooner because we had booked a cruise like a week before we were leaving. And so I wanted to get these puzzles sooner, or them from Amazon. I am so excited for these. I am currently, as you are watching this, boarding a boat to go to Alaska. This is the same cruise that we've done a few times, and it's exciting to go, but I do know that there's a lot of downtime in that style of cruise. There's a lot of like ship time. So we are excited. It's going to be amazing, but I did want to get some puzzles for the trip. I will be sharing these hopefully with other puzzlers while I'm on there. So if I'm doing them and people are wanting to do them or borrow them, like totally okay with me. We're going to try to see where the best puzzling spots are on a ship. That is my goal. But these are the 3 puzzles that I needed. I needed them from Boardwalk because they are specifically for Alaskan cruises. They have so many good destination style of puzzles. So if you're going on a vacation, you know you're going to have some free time. It might be a fun little memento to bring with you or to get you excited for a trip. You can always do it beforehand or after, you know. But we have, first up is the first one we will do, which is the Seattle puzzle. How fun, and it's from the water too. So this is pretty much the view that you get when you're boarding your boat, and it is such a fun, bright puzzle. I love it. Not sure of the artwork or the artist, but this is such a beautiful image, and I love the sky. Look at that sky. It is never that blue. It's always gray and overcast. But you know, maybe someday it'll be nice and blue and bright in the summertime. It's a beautiful image. We also got one for Ketchikan, which is one of the destinations. I think they had a couple other destinations, but we weren't going to them. But this one here, we are going to. Not sure if we'll get off the boat for this one. This is one we've gone to a couple times. But the image is super fun, and we have done a few of the things that are on here. And I love that it has a cruise ship and some whales, and you have people doing a whale watching thing or a seaplane. I forget the excursion that we ended up doing, but it's a really fun, cute image. Again, look at the sky. I feel like that's where they shine. And then we got this one, which is actually for Alaska's Inside Passage. And it kind of gives you like all the destinations that we are going. This is just like such a fun puzzle, and I know I'm going to love it, and I'm going to love sharing it with other people when I'm on the ship. It's going to be a great time. So those are the puzzles that are coming with me. I do think as they're doing all these big, giant, like really fun destination puzzles, if the boxes were smaller, because I'm like, luckily we don't have to fly, so I don't have to worry too much about space, but it is quite a space commitment. Next up, we have a lot of puzzles from Buffalo Games. These are all ones that I purchased directly from them. I do wish Buffalo Games had better pricing on shipping. It's kind of pricey, especially as you get more puzzles into your cart. The shipping goes up, which I understand it's a cost for them, but I feel like we're so lucky to be in this day and age where we are used to free shipping or reaching a certain threshold for free shipping. So they are less expensive on the Buffalo Games website, but you do have to take into account the shipping costs. So you may also, again, save money on other sites. Even though the prices for the puzzles are a little bit more expensive, the shipping might save you quite a bit of money. So, anyways, aside from that, we are going to be doing a very exciting video. I've already filmed it. I've already done these puzzles, but I wanted to give you a heads up in case you are interested in Buffalo games. I purchased these all myself. I'm excited for the 2 videos that are coming, and they should be relatively soon. Like either the next one or the next couple will be this video concept, which is me doing the steps challenge with Buffalo Games puzzles, doing 100 pieces to 1,500 pieces, all in a couple days. My original plan was to do it up until to the 2,000 piece puzzle, but I just didn't have time. So we ended up deciding to go on a cruise instead, and I needed to like put that on the back burner. But we do have the puzzles here, and I can talk to you about them. And eventually I'll get to that 2,000 piece because I am excited about it. But let's first go into these real quick. Again, there'll be a whole separate video on them. We have this one that is a Star Wars puzzle, which Star Wars Day is just around the corner. And this is super cute. I think this is called Joining Us. I think that's the actual name of it. And it's a really fun, just 100 piece, you know, something fun. I'm not a huge fan of their 100 piece puzzles just because they're always so licensy and like Pokemon and all that characters that I really don't have an interest in, but I did like that one. We then have this one called Beach Bicycle. Look how fun, look at the sky. When I ordered these, I was just like all about the landscapes. When I was doing them, I was all about the landscapes for like the first few, and then I was like, okay, I need to take a break. This one here is by Angelo Bonito. And it is such a beautiful image. I love it. Such a good 300 piece. We then have this beautiful 500 piece puzzle. Oh my goodness. It is called Perfect Peacocks, I think it is. This is the box. It is one of their gold lines, which the only difference is the box design. Other than that, the pieces seem very similar, but this is the full image. Look how gorgeous that is. This was by far my favorite of the smaller piece count puzzles. It is stunning. I love it so much. The artist is in a very crazy font that I can't read. It looks like it is Jenna Della Grottaglio, something like that. We then have this 750 piece puzzle, which is beautiful. It's called Discovering Fantasy. It's from their like Majestic Castles line. Look at that sky. Are you surprised? It was fun. But I did do this 1,500 piece puzzle. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. It's called Centrifuge. As far as I can tell, it's just like a stock image, but it is such a fun image. It's so tricky, but I loved it. So I'm excited for you guys to see the video on this. We then have the 2,000 piece, which I do want to do pretty soon, like within May, hopefully within May. And it is one of my favorite puzzle images of all time. Up and away. Ah! This is one that I did in a 300 piece like a dozen times. It's one of my most redone puzzles to the point that my 300 piece version of it is getting a little tired and worn. And I did know that they had a 2,000 piece, and I thought, you know what? I love this puzzle image enough. I know I would love doing it. And so we're going to do this eventually. And I have a feeling I'll do it pretty fast because I know that image so well. But it's always different seeing it at a different scale. So that should be a fun one to do. But that's what I got from Buffalo Games. Let's move into Springbok and then all the things that we got when we were at Nationals and then the 8,000 piece. I had to leave it towards the end because it's at the very bottom of the pile. I'm not just being mean. So let's get into the Springbok ones. These were all sent to me by them. I technically am an affiliate, but I don't care where you buy your puzzles. I just feel like in general, Springbok, their quality is hit or miss. Their images, super fun. Some are AI and then some are artwork. And I do wish that they continued with the artwork part because some of the AI ones you can like clearly tell. So I do like that this collection for spring, they do have more artwork. This one is called Butterfly Haven. And yeah, it doesn't have anything about the artist on here, but it is pretty. You know, it's a pretty butterfly, flowers, fence post. It is 500 pieces. We then have this beautiful one. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, again, sky. I'm a broken record, I know. But this one here is by the artist Shauna Stewart. and it is called Victorian Dream. Oh, that is beautiful. And then this one, I'm surprised I picked this one. I was like, I'm gonna do this one because it's so against my normal style. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I did like half of it, realized I didn't have time for it just because right now I'm on such a time crunch. But this one here is so beautiful. It is called, let's see, it's called Wolfpack, and the artist is Donna Gelsinger. Isn't it pretty? It's just like colors, and I don't do fur, I don't do pine trees, or I don't do green forest, but this is the one I picked. And this is the one I'm most excited about. Like, this one is gorgeous, but I have a feeling it's going to be tricky. I already started it, and it's like halfway done. I don't know if I'll be done before we leave, just because I have other things to go with, but it is a beautiful, like, just like chill with a hot coffee style of puzzle image. Next, moving on to, we have one from Unified Pieces. I did purchase this from him when I was at Nationals. Isn't it fun? So this is a Black-owned brand. The artist of this one is Meezy, who is the owner of the brand. And this one is called Afro Motion. Look at all those patterns. It's 1,000 pieces. It looks so fun. And it is going to be such a good time. I love Unified Pieces. They are a smaller brand. They're a little bit more on the pricey side of things, but they do have some really fun things inside the box that make it extra special. So I like supporting him and have loved his puzzles. So we'll link whatever I can for that one down below. Moving into the other things that I got from Nationals. I won't talk too much about the experience of it. Maybe eventually I will give you a little bit of like a montage. I didn't really film too much when I was there, so I apologize. But part of me wanted to just like be with friends and have fun. And I did pick up quite a bit of puzzles. Some of these are competition puzzles, and there's a lot here. So first up, we have my individual round puzzle. I did end up finishing it at home, but I didn't finish it when I was there. I was in prelim 1. This is just an Adobe stock image of Washington blossoms. It is such a good like first puzzle of the event because it is such a good like memorable, sentimental, has some attachment to it style of image. Like we were in Washington D.C. doing the Capitol building. Like it's a good image to do. I kind of wish they kind of kept that route going, like the 2 and 3 version of individuals also had something that were memorable and like a keepsake. We have the individual round number 2, so prelim 2, which is this one, which is like a red, white, and blue floral collage. What is it called? Red, white, and blue. So again, it's similar vibes where it's like you're in Washington, D.C., you have a patriotic style of image. It is one that is the easiest of the individual prelims because you have more things to work with. I think the most amount of people finish their puzzle in time, and it is like, it's fine. You know, I got it because I wanted to do a video where I compare my time for the first one to the other 2 and see which one I would have done better at. The Floral Mess. This is kind of like the plentiful produce version of Nationals this year, and you know, it's not my favorite. And so in general, all of these were just tricky and hard. This one, I feel like half the people finished. I think it was less than half. I know people who went into finals didn't end up finishing this puzzle. So that gives you an indication of how tricky this one was. And, you know, not the best one out there. This one is called Flower Boutique. Moving into individuals finals, I'm just going to show you the puzzle that I purchased, and I haven't done yet, but it is so freaking cute. This is from Demessa Houghton, which is one of my favorite puzzle artists. She gets a lot of credit for a good reason. All her images are just adorable. Look at that. It's called Home Sweet Home, and I love this. I love the little characters. I do have Sweet Street from last year, and it's kind of like similar vibes. You know, you have her very distinct style and all the different little animal characters and things to look at. Like, I'm excited that I didn't get into finals because I want to take my time with this. I don't necessarily want to speed it. I just want to like do it and enjoy it and like look at all the little details. Oh, I'm gonna love it so much. Like, look at that one. Isn't it cute? So this one I am excited for. For pairs, the prelim one was this one here. It's such a good like breath of fresh air from all the stuff that had happened earlier, but it's still tricky as a pairs puzzle because you kind of are intertwining your hands quite a bit. This one here is called Art Studio. The artist is Jenna della Grottaglia, and it is a really fun image. Gives me the Art Studio vibes that I do from Lars Stewart, but a little bit messier. You know, there's a little bit more of like a hodgepodge, not as rainbowy as that one, but you do have good things to work with. Like you have the different paints, you have the pencils, you have the brushes. We even have some little bits that you can easily tell. But then afterwards, it's kind of just like a watercolored mess and you're kind of over each other's hands. But it is pretty. Again, I'm excited to do it more casually than speedy. The one we ended up getting was the Pairs Prelim 2, and this one I was so excited about. It was definitely like, okay, we have something to work with, because this one you do have very dedicated places to go with. When we first started, I did the orange bit as Ashley did the border. I also did a little bit of sorting. I did the red area up here, she did over here, and it was kind of like 50-50, like we just did our own half, and it worked really well. The only area that we struggled with was the blue at the end, but in general, it was such a good image. This one here is by Robin Mead, and she is an artist with Goodway. You guys know I work for Puzzle Warehouse. Goodway is their licensing company. So it's really fun to see one of our own puzzles in the event. I did know that one of our artists was going to be there, but Susan made sure I didn't know which artist, didn't know which event, didn't know which artwork. Like I had no clue other than one of our artists is going to be one of the puzzles, and I'm so excited. It was the one that I was in, and I was able to like experience it. Such beautiful artwork, and I'm excited to see where she goes because I really thought it was a good one. I did not bring home the Pairs final puzzle. We did end up qualifying, but Ashley ended up taking it home for herself. And so for the Pairs final, it was a really busy pink mess. That's what it looked like when you opened it up. And I was originally like, ugh, like you could actually hear it in the whole room. Like everyone was like, oh, what is this? Once you looked closer, it was a doable image. There's a lot of different patterns and textures and such to work with. But I do feel like it's one that I wouldn't really care to redo, or it really didn't even look nice at the end. It just looked like pink and messy. So not my go-to image, but you know, we did end up completing it and it was a fun time. But let's move into the teams rounds. I do have quite a bit of the teams puzzles here. Each team does 2 puzzles within a 3-hour time frame, and we ended up being in the first round. So for prelim 1, first up we have is this guy. It is signed, which is fun. This one here is called The Butterfly Place. The artist is Ingrid Slider, and it is super fun. Once you get the 3 pretty much deep of the purple flower border, the image itself is much smaller, and it was easier to divide up who was doing what. So I did up here with the sky. I did pretty much all the sky in that pink tree. We had Cosmo who did the center bit where it's like this fountain area, and then he did up in this corner. Ashley was able to do this whole segment where it was the butterflies and the pink flowers. Leslie did the border and then finish up with the purple flower. So it was a very good like divide and conquer style of puzzle. We really enjoyed this one and did end up completing it within an hour. We ended up in 9th place, which, how wild. We did such a great job. I'm like, go me. Moving into the puzzles I got from teams 2, we have Book Club, which is such a fun image to not speed puzzle. This one is by Jenna della Grottaglia, and the image, super cute. We have all these different characters reading, you know, we have a couple tigers, couple of frogs, but there's not too much else to work with. It's very watercolory, hodgepodge mess, which makes it very tricky to speed puzzle. Some people didn't even finish this one, let alone do a full other puzzle afterwards. It was a challenging one to have them start off with, but again, image is super cute. Casually puzzling will be super cute. Speed puzzling, not so much, but it is adorable. We then have the second one, which is so fun. Also, I got it signed. This is by Nathaniel Mortensen. He did Air Balloon Valley from last year's finals, and this one is so fun. I love this one so much. It is called Charmed Cottage. when I was speaking with him, he was saying there's a lot of different Easter eggs from other parts of his art in here, and it's just such a fun little image. And then these little like barbershop bottles are a little homage to Minty Fizz, who collects them, and they're like these like vintage little bottles here. So just like fun little things to look at, but in general, it's like a super cute little hobbit house, and I love it. And then for the team's final, I did take home both puzzles, mostly because the other people didn't want them and I had space in my luggage. This one is called Sacred Lake Tahoe, and it's by Greg Paprocki. Also got it signed by him, and it's a super fun one. Very a good divide and conquer style of image again. Leslie did the border, Cosmo did the yellow. I did kind of like here and here, or here. And then we had and then Ashley did the blue water. So this one was a super fun, easy one to start off with. But then we got this one, which was such a hard one, which did come home with me. I'm never gonna do it again, let's be real. This one here is called Jewel Jungle. The artist is Michael David Ward. And it's so hard. For me, it just looked like color. Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just looked like craziness. So unmotivating for the last puzzle of the very busy, very exhausting weekend. And you know what? I would say it was a fun one. It wasn't fun. We were exhausted. We were tired. We were constantly switching seeds. We were constantly lost. We eventually did shape sort, which I think we should have done sooner. But you know, it is what it is. Not my go-to puzzle. We'll just say it that way. Some people really love it because they're like, oh, it's bright and colorful. For me, I'm just like, ooh, no. But those are the puzzles that came home with me from Nationals. Again, maybe eventually I'll get a little montage together of my trip there. I always start off good, and I did a couple clips and like talking to the camera, and then afterwards I was just like, I'm exhausted. I don't want to film. But you know, I will get something together for you. But that leads us to the final puzzle, which is again 8,000 pieces. I got it from eBay because I was hoping they had it divided up a little bit more. Once I got it home though, it's not so much. It's divided up into a bunch of bags, but it's only left and right versus like dividing it up into segments. It's fine, but it won't be as easy for me to do as I thought it would. However, the image is definitely my go-to style, and I'm excited about it. It's again 8,000 pieces by Aduka. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh my gosh, it is so pretty. This one here is called Dreamtown. The artist is Jan Patrick Trasny, and it is gorgeous. I love that it's an actual scene. I'm sorry if the mic is doing weird things because of this giant box. You have that beautiful sky and the hot air balloons and the castle, which has a whole bunch of different stuff in it. Like there's a lot of detail. And then we have the town around. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like lift it up. I'll just put a thing on the screen so you can see it. Like, oh, here it looks like just pretty, but when you're looking at the actual pieces, it looks like actual paint. And I think it actually might be helpful because you can see like the paint strokes, but it might be a little bit harder to see the gradient. Either way, it's a beautiful image, and eventually I will do it. I don't think this is a anytime soon style of image. If it was broken up a little bit easier where it was like you have quadrants, I would have done it sooner, but I don't think that's the case. So I'll have to do a little bit more research of me going into those boxes and seeing what is happening. But I am excited to show you that image, and that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this little video of all the puzzles that I've gotten recently. I really didn't think I had too many to talk about. And then once you gather them all together, it's like, oh, okay, let's go over this. That is it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'll try to link whatever I can down below, as well as the playlist for Everyday May. So if you're just tuning in, there's only a couple videos ahead of this one in the schedule, but there'll be a ton of more coming soon. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye guys.